What's up, people? My name is CrashNate, and today we are here with Voidwurm.
Hello, it's
No,
nice to be here.
perfect. So I'm gonna let him take over and start talking because if I talk for too much, I tend to shoot myself.
You're gonna want to after you're done with this one.
All
We
right,
got some spicy media
all
today.
right. So this is so lazy. I'll let you say the
Lazy,
everything.
lazy representation in family media.
All right.
Now,
So
I am a person who believes that kids can watch something really good and really complicated, right? I think that kids are able to absorb difficult things, death, love, like being wounded, growing old, losing family members. I think kids can actually deal with really complex topics. I think kids get a bad rep sometimes in that sense. I think that there's lots to
yeah,
share with kids if that is difficult. Lots of good films do this. Lots of very good films. You look at Disney, Pixar, uh, and with the franchise that I will be talking about today has done this in the past in past iterations. So I'm quite disappointed with the way they've chosen to kind of conform to every stereotype there is and be a bit base and
yeah.
mindless, you know?
And to anyone listening, the cool thing about this is I'm hearing this live too. I don't know anything about the topic, so it should be kind of cool to get my live reaction to it.
It's gonna be you might cringe. It's not going to be completely
Nah.
understandable to somebody in your position. We're in our little eel community. We do have a number of people who are interested in this topic. A lot of us kind of met through mutual interest in this topic. But you're like an outsider, so it'll be
Yeah.
good to see what you think of it.
Alright.
Um, so let's just get straight into it. So Variety has written a interesting article. I thought it was interesting. I
My
thought it was
Little
very.
Pony.
Oh, no. I thought it was interesting the way they kind of took took this apart, broke it down. Okay, so it reads: My Little Pony, a new generation review. Franchise Rishu offers a galloping good time, and this is by Courtney Howard from Variety magazine. And it says to people who are listening only in audio, it says this. Screenwriters Tim Sullivan and Gillian, I believe that says Gillian Barrow, add layered, smart subtext to the narrative, despite its following a predictable path and bearing striking similarities to Raya and the Last Dragon. That's a very popular animated film that has come out recently that does deal with um, complex topics. You know what I mean? Um, and it does it well. On brand when it comes to the franchise's virtues, it's heartening to see the female protagonists discovering that their combined forces are a galvanizing force. Sorry, their combined voices are a galvanizing force. I'm already developing like my
Of
eyes are
course.
burning just reading this. The filmmakers keep the tone light-hearted and delightfully humorous, yet their brilliance lies in their ability to sneak in heavier thematic content, speaking to systematic oppression, corruption, and fascism. Just so you know, guys, I do think that these things can be spoken about in kind of family media, children's media, but I question the person's priorities if that's the first thing that they're looking for at the same time. I think you can find things like this in media, but I don't think you should be looking for it in all of your media. I think you should not you should. I feel like this is the type of person who, if she doesn't see these things, if she doesn't see everything conforming to how she thinks it should be, then it's a mess and she hates it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Um, and by the way, when we go into this topic, when we analyze this film a little bit further, just taking a few quotes and images from here and there in the film because I don't want to get banned from YouTube. um,
Don't
well, yeah,
ban me
that
from
wouldn't be useful.
YouTube.
Yeah, you'll see that actually the film doesn't address these things very well at all, um, and really isn't that impressive as a film. And I was disappointed. I have something that I might want to show to my kids if I had any. I think there's way more that can be taught than
Oh,
this kind of base crass rubbish.
yeah, I wouldn't mind showing it to all my kids, the ones I have with 10,000 ladies that they don't know who the father is.
So I'm gonna ask that Nate read the next one, which is a Metro article by I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this name. Larushka Ivan Zedar. I'm so sorry, madam.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
I
am
see.
trying my best.
Okay,
I don't mean
so
to be racist. I don't mean to be racist.
So I'm gonna start with the title. So it says Vanessa Hudgens voices activist unicorn in anti-racist My Little Pony movie. And the quote is, and she's a gal on a mission. Sunny is a strong-willed activist, and she is fighting for what she believes in, which is diversity and inclusion.
Now, whenever I see the words diversity and inclusion, I always read it like this. I'm always like diversity and inclusion.
That's
I guys, you need to come up with better words. You're overusing these words. Please, dear God, find
well,
find find more words,
that's modern
please.
day journalism for you, though.
Oh my God, it's terrible. And I've got a little the picture is one I've taken of one of the main characters. I forget his name. I think it's Hitch. I think his name is Hitch. He was one of the better
Hitchhiker.
characters in this film. I'm surprised there was even a male character in the film. I'm kidding, of course. Um,
You're
and
kidding?
it I just why can't why can't why can't a family media family film come on without it doesn't guys it doesn't have to be what you think it should be. You're looking into it a little bit too much. Now, that's not to say that this particular franchise hasn't touched on some of these topics. It has, because if you don't know anything about this franchise, there are three types of ponies, right? Earth, which is just kind of looking, they look like regular horses, essentially. Pegasus, obviously they can fly, they've got wings, and unicorn ponies, right? In this series. Um, and it's usually written in the lore in different iterations. So in the last generation, which was G4, and in this generation, which is G5, I believe, it's been written so that they actually didn't get along to start with. And this has been used as an allegory or to be symbolic of like racial tension almost. So it's not like they can't address these topics, but Metro, do we really need an anti-racist My Little Pony movie?
Oh,
Like
wow.
it's not an anti-racist movie. It's just what it is. It doesn't have to be an activist. It doesn't have to be activistic to make good points. I really
Yeah.
don't understand what they're going with here. I mean, what do you think, Nate? What just the sound of it so far?
Well, it's just like, a lot of these articles, they're trying to make innocent or just anything look bad so they
Yeah,
can get the views. That's my opinion on it.
yeah, probably. That it wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's just a bunch of bronies, just right now there's nothing against that. I have nothing against that. I'm
Well,
not against communities or anything.
it's just
It's just
it's
a,
just
they're just jealous of the success.
I mean, it's possible, but I mean, this is Vanessa Hudgens, which is one of the. She's the main. Well, she's pretty much the main character in the film. That's the one she voices. So if she's saying that, I mean, I'm sure it's good for publicity, but come on, like she doesn't. You don't have to be an activist to just have the correct
Yeah,
point of view.
it's true.
For for what you don't know, Nate, the main character in this film, I would call her the main character. She is an Earth pony, and she really wants to meet a unicorn and a Pegasus.
Hmm.
It, so, but like everybody around is scared of them because reasons, I think. By the way, this if you're a fan of G4,
Because of the
um,
race.
yeah, yeah. Like they're superstitions that have been building around because they all the races live separately. All the three races live separately.
Oh, I kind of now I'm getting it then.
Yeah.
In a
The thing
sense,
is, that's fine because the thing is, the previous iteration G4 has done things like this. They've addressed topics like this. They've spoken about topics like this in the cartoon, which is called Friendship is Magic. Um, this isn't. I don't think this is the way to address this. Is in this version. The G4 did it and they did it better. I think that this is
exactly.
miles behind in terms of quality. Um, if we take a look at what's next, I can show you the um yeah.
So,
so so you read this headline and you're already on another planet.
so is this
Who
My Little Pony meets Black Lives Matter?
by the way, this is the same article. This is the Metro article. So
Oh wow.
excuse me, young lady, Larushka Ivanzeda, please do not do this. This is not appropriate.
Okay.
Uh oh, by the way, the main character who I was referring to, you see the one in the middle of all of the five?
Yeah.
Uh, she's the one with the purple hair. And she
Yeah.
was one of the better characters in the film, from what I
All right.
remember.
So with this picture for anybody listening, so the main text says, laughs and brackets. My Little Pony is always first and foremost about friendship, but this is also like a really amazing way to break down the message about equality and inclusion in a way that's really approachable and bite-sized for children. And of course, on the image at the bottom says, my blah blah blah. You don't need to know that part.
Yeah. But by the way, just for audio listeners, when it says laughs, they're referring to Vanessa Hudgens because it
Yeah,
was in the interview she was asked this question. So some reporter had 20 questions they could ask Vanessa Hudgens about this film. This is uh, something that was probably quite important to her because I don't see her doing this particular actress doing many roles nowadays, so it must have been something she liked. um why did this have to be one of the questions? So the reporter clearly asked, so is this My Little Pony meets Black Lives Matter? Really? Seriously? Like it's not appropriate. Why you gotta ask? It's not that deep, guys. It's not. You're kind of ruining stuff with enough of the real world stuff. Like this is a fantasy setting, and of course it can tackle real world things. They can refer to real world things that people go
yeah,
through. That's kind of what a lot of fantasy does, doesn't it? But it's not just it doesn't translate. It doesn't equal Black Lives Matter. It doesn't. It's not made of the same stuff. It's just not. It's Black Lives Matter is divisive to many people. There are many people on different sides of the argument, talking about different things. Come on, like if you want to educate kids about difficult topics, this is not the way to do it.
exactly.
I just as you can see, I wrote WTF right next to the that particular title.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so on to the next one. So there is one character, okay, and
Pen
his name is
Jeong.
Sprout. Yeah, his name is Sprout. The character is Sprout. Okay. Um, and the fact that he's voiced by an Asian guy, sorry to say, will be very hilarious for a specific reason in a second.
I'm
Some of it
kidding.
some of it may have occurred to you guys, but okay. So this is spoiler alert. This is the central, I would say, antagonist of the new film that has come out on Netflix. Um, and
Wait a minute.
I looked that up. Yeah.
It says Sprout is depicted as being lazy, entitled, arrogant, and opportunistic.
Okay, he's a very one-dimensional, flat, stupid character. I really hate this character. There are other reasons why I hate this character, which you will see shortly. But I just want to talk about the fact that this character is one of probably the worst characters I've seen for quite a while in modern media. He's two-dimensional, stupid, boring. There's nothing. An antagonist or a villain is supposed to be something that the audience can still relate to. Otherwise, it's boring. Otherwise, they're a boring character.
Yeah,
A good character can be a bad person. Does that make sense? Like a bad person
yeah,
can be a good character. I'm not talking about good as in good. I'm talking about well developed, interesting. You know what I mean? Um,
exactly.
he has no redeemable qualities, and he's completely boring. So this is
Alright.
why.
Oh my god, what the hell, bro? What the hell,
So
bro?
this immediately came to mind for me as soon as I saw that. Now that might be a problem with me, but as far as I'm concerned, this character is a caricature of the person to our right. I don't know if I can say his name or
Yeah, you
not
can go
because
ahead.
YouTube will. I don't know YouTube's rules on these things, but okay.
It's Donald
The
Trump. What?
former U.S. President Donald
Yeah.
Trump.
Now looking at that pic of him, I think I want to sit down and have a coffee
But you can see the same
at
thing:
Mar-a-Lago.
orange to red skin or fur. The hair is the same color. The hair, well, not the same color, but it used to be. The hair is the same style. It's obviously the same. It's like a bad caricature. You know what I mean? Like, guys, you could do better than this. There are other people that you could make fun of. You know, and even if you want to make fun of this particular person, that's fine. But please don't make it a carbon copy, cardboard cutout, boring stock. Where's the imagination? There's no. There doesn't seem to be anything interesting being made now. It's funny. I was watching an episode of Doctor Who, the new version that everybody keeps complaining about with the female
Alright.
Doctor. Um, and again, there was a lazy caricature of Trump, and he would say like
Excuse me.
ridiculous things. And I know
Oh.
that the
Excuse
45th
me.
president has been accused of saying ridiculous things. But guys, you need to do better. You're lazy. Well, I just I can't I just can't understand this. Um,
Yeah, that
and
is bizarre.
I there's more.
Wait, what the? Who is
Okay,
that?
so there's this character called Phyllis. Okay, first of all, terrible name for a magical pony. Phyllis, really? Phyllis, come on, you can do better than this. I just okay. That aside, we'll come back to that later. So the picture on the right is Donald Trump's mother, Mary. I think her name is Mary Trump. I might have to check that, but I believe that's her name. Obviously, we can make many jokes about this, but again, it looks like they've just Googled Donald Trump mother because they came up with this idea for the antagonist, and then they made his mother just the same as Donald Trump's mother,
Oh, Tia.
and they called it Phyllis. They called the character Phyllis. And if
Hey,
you look, do you see on her back leg?
yeah.
Um, her cutie mark, which is something that's in the franchise. It just means that's what her special talent is. That's what the character is good
It
at.
looks like a
It's
growth, like a business
it's a
growth.
stock market. It's the stocks. It's stock growth.
And
So
yeah,
who now
Fred.
who was on the stock market? Who was famous perhaps for having a small loan of $1 million?
Yeah, because Fred Trump's business made them a lot of money, I think.
I
And she had a
it's
lot of money
just
too.
I could be reading a little bit too much with this on the Donald Trump's mother, but it's
Yeah,
This is ridiculous.
the Trumps had a
This is
lot of money. They were very successful when they had their business in the,
well, the thing
what
is,
was it,
I I
40s, 50s,
I saw that character. I saw that character, and I was
80s.
like, oh, I don't know. I just have no idea. But I saw this character, and I was like, oh my gosh, really? Like, again, lack of originality. Um, so I went even further down the rabbit hole, and so I can't believe I had to wade through this crap. But I googled what's Donald Trump's eye color because I wanted to make sure I was getting it correct about the character.
Isn't it blue?
The the blue. Okay, so the Sprout character,
Gray.
the
Blue.
antagonist guy, his eyes are green. So that this might be evidence that it wasn't Donald Trump. But I by the way, can I just read this out? Many people wonder what color his eyes are. Who? Who cares?
Oh, you. You're wondering right
Oh, me?
now.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I do now. I
And
do
how
now.
come why you're wondering what they are though?
Well, because the character, the
See?
character that's like
Everyone else is doing the same thing you are, so
oh,
don't
they'll
make fun of these people, bro.
everybody else watch this fucking film.
Yeah, they don't appreciate you making fun of them looking up a person's eye color because it's a very valid question. Because like if you're doing like I don't know if you're getting a loan on his bank or something that he's giving you, you gotta know his eye color for the bank teller, right?
So this might be evidence that it wasn't that, but it's not exactly easy to tell. I obviously because the character's eyes are green and his are blue. I don't know if the people who wrote this film knew about that, or if
Yeah.
it was just if I'm just looking way too far into it. Okay, so in the plot,
So he starts
he
singing.
the character starts singing along with his mother, as you can see. She doesn't play a massive role in the film or in the song, but he starts singing because he basically starts making all of the other characters that are living in this town really paranoid and afraid that there are other pony races in the town. So as you can see, a few of the ponies had their little Me Too moment. He's getting very close to their cheeks and their ears. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh wow, they
Um,
even covering me too. Wow. Why are they doing to these cats? Oh my god, I need to write my own
I-
article.
Again, this one's mostly a joke, but the camera was very uncomfortable. Obviously, that was the point in the film that you're supposed to be a bit uncomfortable about this character. But
It's very
yeah,
uncomfortable just sitting here. Holy crap. How did people deal with
he
this?
if you look in the bottom right corner, he even does this to a bird, and the bird's just like, ugh.
Wait, he rapes a wait.
No.
Because when you get that close to a tiny little thing, you're essentially
He grabbed that bird by the
yeah, you get what we mean. Yeah, our
yeah.
sick humor.
He even makes an old lady scared, so it's not it's
Oh
not a
my
great look for this
god.
character already. That's two-dimensional kind of dumb dumb character. Um so obviously this escalates and escalates. And what happens next is the town
They
forms a
have a
mob.
riot on the Capitol?
That's what it looks
a
like. That's what it looks like.
riot on the Capitol.
It looks like that. It looks ridiculous.
January 6th
Look
in
look at the smug
ponies.
look at the smug face. That like it's
That
basically a
actually looks
racist
like the
riot.
Capitol.
It
Or it could
does.
be a Capitol.
But
Oh my god.
so he forms a mob. By the way, the lyrics in this song are terrible, but don't worry, we'll come back to that later. Um, and and they all start marching as if they're in 1939 Germany.
Wait, so
And
you're
they're
saying it's the
basically
Holocaust?
well, almost, but don't say that because we'll get tagged.
No, it won't.
But well, we could be. Well, we'll see. We'll see when this goes up. But
No, we won't. They won't. Well, now that I'm saying we won't, they will, but
that's how it goes. I got tagged on Roblox.
yeah.
Um,
But that's a different
so,
can of
so
worms.
they form a racist riot against unicorns and Pegasus ponies, right?
Oh my god, they're
And they
racist. Oh!
oh my gosh,
How dare they? How dare they do
it's
that?
you
I'm writing my own article. I'm against this. A hundred
you need
and
to
a
write
million
a
percent.
need to write an article in
They're
the
poisoning
Metro.
kids' minds.
Well, it's they're being they're
Teaching
showing
them
kids
to make
dumb writing.
riots? Like, what? They're teaching kids how to start a riot and how to destroy the world and
The thing is, um, the entire time I was looking at this scene and watching this, I was laughing because of how ridiculous it was. So, I mean, some kids might have been finding this absolutely ridiculous. We'll
kids are already drinking alcohol because of this. I know I
they're
would have been.
they're already in alcoholism. They've already got fetal, what is it, fetal alcohol syndrome, but they're the fetus.
Yeah, but they're already drinking and driving, and their dad. You know how kids usually 8-year-olds are usually driving their drunk dads home from the bar. It's the other way
Yeah.
around in this situation.
So, what happens in this scene is that for people who don't know, the sheriff has gone out of town, and this guy is the deputy sheriff, but he usurps. His mother persuades him, Phyllis, his mother persuades him to usurp the title of sheriff. So he basically is a power hungry maniac. He takes power and then gets his pony stormtroopers to follow in his footsteps.
What the? Oh my
Um,
god, this is cringe.
okay, so I just want to call attention to this. There is one character, or not really a character, more like a background character, um, in this film,
Oh, she
and
looks sad.
and okay, so the first one, so the first picture on the left is him before, and he's shocked that he's scared. He's scared of unicorns and Pegasus ponies because he's a dumbass little Earth pony that can't do anything. And then during the end part of the song, he joins the mob, the rioters, the angry protesters or whatever. Um, and I looked at this character, and again, it may have just been me, but he really does look like somebody who would have been rioting on the Capitol.
Yeah.
he, he looks like your stereotypical kind of, what would you call it, hillbilly, dumb, I don't know, angry rioter. So I I just love how there's this cute character beforehand, and he's just completely ruined by this film.
Yeah, the freaking do whatever the heck it is.
um, so so to draw attention to the next thing, so this guy goes
I
completely power
believe
hungry,
I
as you can
can
see.
sing. I believe I can sing.
I put the title as, I guess, for Variety magazine was right. He really was a fascist.
Oh my
So,
god.
So the imagery in this film, it kind of actually gets really quite dark. Like, he starts scaring people so much that they start turning into a bunch of fascists and racists and like Earth pony supremacists or whatever what you want to call it. Um, so, um, and the lyrics in this song are really bad. They are some of the worst lyrics I've ever heard in a song. And a lot of the time they don't even make any sense. And the movie itself is confused as to what the direction actually is. So earlier in the song, he goes up to this child and he steals her ice cream cone and he
How
puts it
dare
on his
he?
head as if to symbolize a unicorn horn and oh my god, you should be scared of them. And she expresses annoyance at him. I assume that's a girl. I think it's a girl. Um, well, we don't know what their gender is, but I assume it's a girl. Um, and she expresses like anger and she doesn't like him. So what I noticed about this is that the direction is very strange. The people who have made this film can't seem to decide whether the the people of the town are scared of him into obedience or if they recognize that he's being ridiculous and stupid and that they don't like him. It and it fluctuates from one to the other throughout the whole song. So there's this specific
Whoops,
song, I
I
believe
wasn't
it's
paying
called
attention.
Danger. There's this specific song
Are we on the
called
ice cream
Danger
cone?
Danger. Yeah, there's an ice cream cone, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Um, but he's making himself look like a unicorn to
Sorry
scare the
about
little
that,
girl, but
everyone.
it's obviously not working. Um, so now we move on to the lyrics of this song. Would you like to read these lyrics, Nate?
Here, I'll
Just in the middle there.
actually sing them to everyone.
Oh no, I made a mistake.
Bye, see you in black and white. That's your pony ride. Time to lift your manes proudly.
Wrong.
Strong numbers make you strong. Millions can't be wrong, especially when they're screaming loudly. You might not have a bill of hay tomorrow. Are you saddled with your sorrow? Are you scared about tomorrow? Well, it's gonna work out painlessly if you follow my orders brainlessly. Holy crap.
That's one of the worst
Yeah.
parts of a song I've ever heard. It's just all the stereotypes. Like it's guys, kids can be very intelligent. Kids can understand things very well. You don't need to just tell them. Like you don't need to just show, don't tell. You need to show it. You don't just tell it. Fight, see you in black and white, or like guys, you
Holy
need to
moly.
fight people. Um, see in black and white. Oh, you need to see things in the world in a black and white way. That's your pony right? Are they trying to make fun of like Trump or like We Love America or something like that? And then it goes on to say, numbers make you strong. Millions can't be wrong. Well, I don't remember millions of ponies being in this film. That's a very strange thing
Because
to
they were all
say.
at the Capitol in that last one.
Well, millions of people did vote for Trump.
Oh, that's
So
true.
maybe that's what they're saying. But he says he goes on to say in a later one, um, you might not have a bale of hay to borrow. So I think he's saying that they're all poor. Are you
Wow.
saddled with your sorrow? Are you sad? And are you scared about tomorrow? So it's like this character is like riling up the people. He's like, oh my god, all of your problems, you need to blame them on like I don't know, people of different races or something. Um, and then the probably the dumbest line ever said in this film. Well, it's going to work out painlessly if you follow my orders brainlessly. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
is he a
what?
brainwasher? Oh, what the heck?
No, he doesn't have any abilities. He's just the sheriff. If you follow my orders brainlessly, guys, like this is the worst villain ever. This is the worst antagonist ever.
This
I think
is
I've seen.
why is this a thing?
I just I hate how they're telling us not showing it. Why don't you show us manipulating people? By the way, he's the villain
Yeah,
himself is stupid in this film. He's a moron. So he doesn't even do a good job of like trying to manipulate people, or he doesn't seem to be fleshed out at all, and that makes it
Yeah,
boring.
because like at least I'm good at manipulating people.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I successfully manipulated you to live stream this shit.
Well, I manipulated you to do it a day later, so
That's true. That's true. But if you look on the right hand side, I've written two important things that I think are important for a central antagonist. So I'll read number one and you read number two. Writing a good antagonist means allowing the audience to sympathize with them to some extent, to humanize them, and Nick,
you
that's your
can
cue.
write good characters who do bad things for a whole number of reasons. Thank you, Professor Voidwurm. I'd like to
I,
get my doctorate in
the
pony
thing is,
school.
the thing is, I think the writers need to like this is blatantly obvious stuff. I think the writers need to read that because they don't know how to write. It's as simple as that. They don't know how to write a good antagonist. Like they're at square one. And obviously I put a little asterisk there. I don't mean good as in like morally good. I mean good as in a well written, well fleshed out character. So like like come on. So the the film goes on to say in the same thing, in the same song, the line
Look
comes up.
at this corn.
Look at this corn. It's
It's
on
on
the
the
cob.
mob.
Look at that guy. My
Oh, my
name's Rob.
name's Rob.
Look at the like because the previous line was we're gonna form a mob. Oh, look at this corn. It's on the cob. Really,
What the?
guys? Were you stuck in the writers' room? Were you pondering for hours what rhymes with mob that will fit into the song and the narrative? The
You know,
fucking
things
cob.
from sometimes I have to drink.
The fuck is wrong with these people? I swear. I'm
There's a
sorry. I do swear. I'm sorry. I'm swearing so much, but this is ridiculous. What is this?
yeah. This ain't getting
Look at this corn. It's
monetized.
on the cob. We need to form a mob. Oh, look, it's a piece of corn on the cob. I get that it's a kids' film and need to make some humor. Like, it's not so bad for the next guy. Look at that guy. My name's Rob. That's not so bad because I get that you're trying to be funny, but look at this corn. It's on the cob. What's that got to do with anything? That's like so random.
I'm gonna waste it
Why
tonight.
didn't they just skip that and go to the Rob bit? Or like call someone Bob or I don't know.
Oh,
Something
Rob
about
could
Sob.
be Bob because Robert let him go by Bob. You know.
Look at this corn, it's on the cob. Look at that guy, my name's Rob, and all of the writers are Sob. Sons of bitches.
Holy fuck,
um
dude! I didn't
okay.
expect you to swear so much on that one.
I'm annoyed. I'm angry. We're gonna get demonetized, but I'm angry. Because this ruins my
We're
thing.
supposed
Okay,
to be
so
angry.
in the next slide,
Is that
I
my
have
teacher
something
on
to
the
show you.
left?
It looks like a teacher, but it's the
Yeah.
same fucking Phyllis character.
Oh God.
Hey, I really don't like this character. I really hate these characters. Um, so that's the guy Rob that they were talking about in the previous slide. So what is going on? Like these are magical ponies. These are from a magical land that supposedly have magic, even though in this franchise they don't anymore, or do they? I don't know. Um, Phyllis and Rob. Phyllis and Rob. Also, yeah, I have to mention Rob has a British accent, so I'm very annoyed. He's like, I'm Rob. Hello, I'm Rob." I'm
Hello,
like,
I'm Rob.
"Really?" Yeah, and they put him in a
Robert.
freaking fedora. They put him in a
And a
fedora.
fedora. Man, I love fedoras on the Roblox. I had to
So,
emphasize that.
to sum it all up, the villain, spoiler alert,
Is
obviously
that a
loses.
bomb?
No, no, I'll explain what that is. In the film, they have anti-unicorn traps. Anti-unicorn traps that they lay out because they're
Okay,
all a bunch of
this is the
racist
Holocaust.
Nazis.
This is the Holocaust.
It's like an oven. It's like the Holocaust.
Okay,
It's
that is a
horrible.
Holocaust if it's not
It's
been.
like a gas chamber. It's terrible. It looks like I'm looking into it way too much, but
It's a pizza
obviously with the
oven.
Holocaust vibe, when you've got a load of Nazi ponies, it's not great to have that as something. Um,
Oh, my kids ain't
so
watching this shit. What the
my
fuck? Like,
kids ain't watching this. I don't have any kids, so I'm glad they don't have to watch this. But
well,
I
actually, my kids
the
could be watching it, and I just don't know
oh
because
no,
they don't know I
that's
exist.
true. Oh. See,
And I don't know
that
they
is an
exist
even
either.
more no, just that makes an even more interesting story than this film. Just that, what you just said, that is more interesting than this whole film. I've watched this film. It was torture to get through.
Dude, I don't even think I could. I'm having a hard time just going through slides, let alone actually watch the film.
So to sum it all up, really, um, that's an anti-unicorn trap.
Here, I have
So
an
he
idea.
needs to go to that. He needs to go in the trap. He needs to go to jail. Okay. This antagonist called what's his Spud for Stump. I forget what his name is, but he's a moron and he's obviously a Trump. Um, a Trump,
Yeah.
a lazy
So,
Trump archetype.
you know what we need to
And
do?
what's that?
We need to get hay, and then every time, like, we watch this movie, every time there's a cringy moment, we take a shot and see how
Yeah,
wasted we get.
yeah, that'd be a good idea. I mean, it can't be much worse doing that than watching this film
Yeah.
itself. But it's really disappointing because obviously the antagonist loses. He doesn't get reformed, so he doesn't learn to be better. It's not addressed, so they just let him go free after
Oh,
he
what?
just he tried to kill some of the main characters and take all. He's racist and he wanted to take Equestria. That's the land they live in, by the way, Equestria. He wanted to take their magic away, or like make sure they couldn't restore it. That's not addressed ever again. He goes to his mum or something, Phyllis, his mum, and he says, "Oh, what? I was a good sheriff, wasn't I?"
Nope.
No, you weren't. Her mum makes his mum makes a face as if like that's cringe. Don't say that. Um,
Hey, let me
and
say something.
oh yeah.
Everything I said earlier about the articles just being jealous, I take all that back. They were absolutely right about this shit.
it, it's it's the reason why I saw so many articles about it and I wanted to mention it is because these are the types of news sources. I use sources in quotes. Um, these are the type of people who it's like they are the far they. This is like the McDonald's of culture, or the McDonald's of movie making, or kind of plot or interesting characters. It's like fast food. It's so easy to consume. You don't have to think about it. You just laugh at like the silly Donald Trump racist cardboard cutout character. Uh, la la la, ha ha.
Yep.
Kids watched How to Train Your Dragon 2. Kids
Oh,
watched
yeah.
Toy Story 3. You know, kids watched these films that have such kids watched the previous generations of this show, and it was
Eh,
better than this.
Have you ever seen Lion King?
No, I haven't.
It's where
Actually, I
the
I
lion
should do.
dies, the father dies.
Yes, Mufasa, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I
Oh wait,
always remember
is
that
Mufasa?
scene. I remember nothing
I
else, but that's a scene I always remember.
wait, but is that Mufasa?
It was some, I forget.
I always
I
see the
just
bad guy. I
remember,
don't
I
know.
remember the little guy just sitting there
Yeah,
saying, Dad, Dad. And it's like
but
such a
there's
sad
no.
scene.
It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. I get that when you've got like My Little Pony, your main audience is not me. Okay, but it also is because It's like
Well, there's a
family.
lot of bronies out there that collect
Well,
the
there
stuff
are.
and watch the stuff. There's a
There
thing
are.
for it. A lot of furries watch it too, probably.
Love Feral, of course.
Well, obviously, I know a few.
But but this is supposed to be for a family, like family setting. So you get your mum, you get your dad, or whatever, and you sit with them, you eat your dinner, and you watch the My Little Pony film, and you're supposed to learn stuff. You're supposed to kind of take stuff in, and it's like, ooh, look at those magical ponies, and they teach you lessons and all that shit. Um, this does not. I would definitely not recommend this film. This is a bad film. Um, it's got some good moments in it. Like some of the songs are pretty good. Even the song, the backing track for the song with the terrible lyrics, is good. Or, some of the imagery is good, but it's just part of this ruined the film for me. It really did. It was so off-putting. It was so lazily done. Kids, I understand that kids like clear messaging, okay? But it doesn't have to be simple. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know, as boring as watching paint dry. You know what I mean?
I love
Kids,
watching
kids.
paint dry. I've done that my
I'd rather
whole
watch paint dry than
childhood.
this.
But let's watch some paint dry. Join us next month. A month from today, we're gonna watch some paint dry on Voidwurm.
I formally, officially, this is getting the little Voidwurm stamp. Okay, I officially renamed this character to Sunburn because he does not look like he's been taking care of
Yeah,
himself, and I worry about his complexion. I
yeah.
worry about
Just
his. Funnily enough,
look at the
I like
jail
this
box.
this film. This film has taught me to be racist because of his terrible skin color.
Yeah, get out of here, you fucking British man.
like
I
I
don't
just
talk to British people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
how dare you? I'm gonna go and ask. Wait, what's this guy's name? Turnip. So Sprout. That's it. His name's Sprout. Sprout. What? So there's a ton of names that shouldn't be in this film, like Phyllis, and then there's for the characters that are around, their names don't even make any sense. What's Sprout's got to do with anything? His cutie
Brussels
mark is a
sprouts
sprout,
are, when you take a
but
big
like,
fat dump in the toilet, it just sprouts out everywhere.
but
That's what
he's
it's
a
supposed to
sheriff.
mean. Yeah.
Sprout, or maybe it's like, oh my god.
Sprout your ass in jail, motherfuckers.
Well, but maybe Sprout it means almost like, oh, if you let, I don't know, Trump anywhere near anything, oh, the hate will sprout. Maybe that's what it means. It's like it sprouts like a plant,
Yeah,
like from like a
brain
weed.
making fun of politics to kids. What a great idea. What a great idea.
The thing is, you could do politics.
Politics.
You can do it. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's got
Y-
politics in it.
Yeah.
Some of it. Even Star Wars. Even though there's terrible prequel films, I've just heard a thousand prequel fans cry out and then get silenced. I'm so sorry, but arguably, even if those films were kind of terrible, that you can do politics way better than stuff like this. Way better, you know. Again, it's my strong theory that this guy is based off of Trump. I can't be 100% concrete, but the things he says, how he looks, the way he like this film has taught me to judge based on appearances. So well done, film.
Richard Nixon. Just kidding.
But I can't wait until the Joe
Robert
Biden pony.
Ford.
I can't wait until the Joe Biden pony where he drone strikes a load of unicorns. I'm, I,
Oh,
I'm I'm joking, of course.
or wait until they make the Joe Biden unicorn. Hi,
Oh God,
um,
would he be a unicorn? I suppose. Well, I suppose he is quite magical with the way he is with women.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. But it's okay. He'll forget by the time we've ended this. Um.
Ah,
So to
gotta love
draw
the
this
guy.
to a close, to draw this to a close, moving swiftly on. Please, dear God, please, dear whatever gods there are in pony hell or whatever, please come up with new ideas. Come up with new ideas, guys. You don't have to be base and stupid and boring.
Here, I got an
If you want
idea.
to make a comment, what's that?
I got my idea for the next pony movie. I'm gonna give it to them so they can just steal it from me.
Oh no, I'm scared. What is it?
Okay, so there's a pony.
Is he drunk?
Yep. And then,
That's the film.
he isn't really doing too good under the night shade with the wife.
Yeah.
So, he goes
Oh
out,
no.
he finds, three more, and then, they got a divorce, but it turns out he's like this big money making dude of the town or whatever, so he's like the mayor or something. But also it turns out that he's done stuff to his daughter, blah 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 blah. Typical
I
news
I I
articles
don't I don't like
lessons.
where this is going.
Why? You said they wanted ideas, so I gave them
I
ideas.
consent to this. I consent to this as much as those Me Too women did, which is not at all.
Oh god.
We're off the rails today. I'm so sorry.
Going
You have
off
to
the
understand.
rails on a crazy. Wait,
You have to understand. This
I just got
film
his
has
copyright
broken me.
strike.
This film has taken my emotions and just put them in the tumble dryer. Okay, I'm angry. I'm really fed up with
Oh no,
media being lazy.
the hair dryer is in the bathtub. Oh no,
Oh god,
buzz,
yeah.
buzz,
I'd like to
buzz.
end it all.
My balls are in a toaster. Blah blah blah. All right.
Please,
Yeah.
I need to like I please spare me my life, but also end it. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, thank you for watching our stream here. Join us next week when we bring on a furry to talk about something with furries in it. You'll find out it's gonna be a conversation about a show with furries, and then you'll find out next week. Thank you
We'll
for
make
watching.
Equestria great again.
Thank you for watching, and
Good night.
Voidwurm out.